Good evening, Eric Arnold here in the Sports Barn, Friday, September 25th. Here to get you your weekend NFL picks. Last night, we had a split, I guess. Missing on the college game. But I guess we guessed right with the Dolphins. I feel okay about that one just because it's always nice to get an NFL game. Again, if you put a gun to my head and said you can only get one sport right, I would say, well, then give me the NFL, because that's the one that everybody cares about. Despite all the Black Lives Matter stuff, you still care about the NFL. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. I mean, the people that don't care about the NFL, they're not here. They're somewhere else. They're, watching a Trump rally or something, but they're not here watching this video. So you care about the NFL. So we got lucky. We get, and that was one where everybody had the Jaguars. It always feels good when you're sitting there watching the pregame show. And no, I don't watch the pregame shows. Sometimes I'm subjected to the pregame shows if I'm in like a bar or something and they get it on the TV. I got no choice. I gotta watch it. And all four of the NFL, talking heads all picked the Jaguars to win and cover. It's like, wow, okay. But, oh well, I mean, my record sucks, so there's no point in patting myself on the back. I just got lucky. So, what else is happening? Big weekend of baseball. The jabronis are now fighting for position to see who's going to get the right to fill out the playoff bracket next week and get their asses kicked. I guess the Reds are in it somehow. My brother told me somewhere out there there's they've broken down all the scenarios, and I can tell you exactly, what has to happen for the Phillies to make it. I didn't bother just because I know all of them begin with the Phillies must win. So, right there, that's your problem. Tonight we got Vincent Velasquez going. He's got to be one of the worst pitchers in the National League. So, and not only that, he's a guy that throws 100 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. So, once he's out of there, then you bring in our collection of worse bullpen pitchers, as that's possible. So the Tampa Rays, they may score, they could very well score 8-9 runs tonight. Oh well, the Phillies weren't that into this season anyway. So, NFL, let's go ahead, let's get to it. So I can get this up on the net and then I can go out and enjoy my Friday evening. Here we got the NFL. This is our Saturday slate of college games. If you haven't seen that video, that'll kick off tomorrow. But what do we got here? Raiders, Patriots. Interesting. When last seen, the Raiders were kicking our ass, beating the Saints on Monday Night Football. Now they come in the East to take on Belichick and the Patriots. Belichick coming up 1 yard short in Seattle, losing. I don't know how to see this any other way than playing Belichick off the loss. I guess you could look at this and say the Raiders are just that, they're good, and they're not that much worse than, excuse me, not that much worse than the Patriots. I don't know. Belichick is just a better coach than John Gruden, period. I'm feeling okay in making that opinion. I think I'm right on that. He's a better coach. I think the Patriots are a better team. Belichick is motivated, otherwise he wouldn't be there. In other words, when the divorce happened between him and Brady, if Belichick wasn't feeling it, he simply would have retired. But, he's put his nuts on the table now, saying, I don't need Tom Brady, I can win without him. And, check your records. Historically, he has won without him. Whenever Brady's hurt, Belichick still wins. So he needs this game. He's behind in the standings a game now to the Bills. He needs this game. And he's going to get this game. You know, Raiders coming on a short week, coming east. Yeah, oh yeah, we'll take the Patriots. We had 2 stars on this game, and I should have backed the 1 just because my radar is still off. You know, I guess I'm right about that, in that I'm not feeling confident about these picks, and I think the results are showing you that. You know, we aren't winning, and I don't feel confident in these picks. So I just, half a star. Could I do that? Could I put half a star on the game? Anyway, the Rams. I just think the Rams are a really good team, and the Bills. You know, they're coming off a big comeback win down in Miami. So now they played 2 divisional opponents in a row. This might be a nice spot for them to smell themselves. They're got a game lead over the evil Patriots. Really might be a nice spot for them to just kind of take a break. And the Rams are better than the Bills. That's what I think. You know, I said that last week about the Eagles. The Rams are better than the Eagles. The Rams are better than the Cowboys, apparently. They beat the Cowboys. So I'll take the Rams here. The travel is starting to concern me. You know, this is their 2nd consecutive game on the East Coast. A little concerned about that. But we'll go ahead and we'll take the Rams here, getting the 2 points. All right, Titans, Vikings. We're going to take the Vikings here. And this is going to be a 2-star deal. We feel okay about this. You know, we're just going to back Mike Zimmer. I mean, he just has an outstanding record against the spread, and it's even better at home. You know, I'd feel better if there were fans in the stands, but this is a game he's got to have. He's 0-2. I mean, it's like, damn, did the Vikings just suddenly get bad? You know, are they suddenly bad? They haven't played well in either game, although they have played pretty good competition, the Packers and the Colts. You know, the Titans, they've beaten 2 pretty mediocre teams, the Broncos and the Jaguars. So I'm going to go ride with the Vikings here, bouncing off of that bad loss last week at home, getting points. They need this game, and history shows Zimmer generally gets these games. So we're going to go with the Vikings. All right, interesting. Bengals, Eagles. Okay. The Eagles are a bad team. They're a bad team. I mean, that is a bad team. Has a bad quarterback. I don't know what to say for him. I mean, really, now the word's out. Everybody's telling me that Carson Wentz is a bad quarterback now. It's like, okay, I was telling you that a year ago. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. I was telling you that a year ago. Frankly, I was telling you that 2 years ago. But, you know, who listens to me? Even Walter Cronkite, Mark, is off the bandwagon here with the Eagles. That's something that's never happened before. I mean, that has never happened before. Ever. But the Bengals are a bad team. Yeah, the Bengals are a bad team. I mean, they should have won that game up in Cleveland, found a way not to get it done. They should have won that game, the opener against the Chargers, found a way not to get it done. That's what bad teams do. So you got a matchup of 2 bad teams, and I'm telling you what. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to get this game. I mean, this is just one of these that, I don't know. I just feel this one. This is a job-saving game for Doug Peterson. You know, the natives are getting restless. Everyone knows it inside the NovaCare Center. That's the Eagles' offices. And I often compare Peterson to Andy Reid, because, you know, Peterson's a Reid guy. And the Andy runs strong in Peterson. Whenever this would happen in Andy Reid's tenure, and it happened multiple times, he'd always win those games. Anytime he had a game he had to have because he's going to get canned, if he lost it, Andy would get that game. He would get that game. We started calling them job-saving games. This is a job-saving game for Peterson. the way Andy would do it is he'd simply do what he hates to do. He'd run the ball. He would just, grit his teeth and go, oh, right, God damn it, I got to run the ball because we got to have this game. So it would look ugly, but they would always win the game. That's what Peterson's going to do. He's going to line up Miles Sanders. He's going to design some kind of play, game plan that's going to take Wentz basically and put him in the side and say, now look, just don't screw it up, dude. Just don't screw it up. We're just going to ride the O-line, which still is okay. It's not terrible. It's okay. We're going to ride them. We're going to run a good running back behind them, and we're going to pound these Bengals and just shove them off the field here in Philadelphia. And if Carson Wentz can manage not to fumble the snaps, then we'll probably win easily. That's what I'm thinking. Peterson is going to, rouse himself from his slumber and come up with a game plan here to handle the not very good Bengals. So take the Eagles, lay the points. That's a winner. Texans, Steelers. I just gave you two playoff teams that are 0-2 looking to come back and fight off 0-3. I'm not including the Texans in that. I don't think they deserve to be in that. What I've seen of the Texans so far this year is they look like a really bad team. It's just nothing. There's not much there to recommend. That just does not look like a good team at all. Deshaun Watson running for his life on nearly every play. I saw in the injury report, I guess his best O-lineman is limited in practice. Tunsil. So who knows if he's going to play. The Steelers, the Steeler defense, they're going to be all over him. It's going to be, deja vu all over again. So we'll take the Steelers. We're going to continue to ride Matt Rule. Has not paid off yet, but he is a better coach than Anthony Lynn. We're getting 6.5 points. The Panthers should have covered last week. That was one of those where you got a 90-95% chance of covering there at the end and somehow it bounces against you. The Chargers, their team doctor tripled their starting quarterback. That has to weigh on some people, doesn't it? And there goes the wife. So, time to get this done, get to the bar. Your team doctor tripled your starting quarterback. Doesn't that have to hurt the team morale? I don't know. 2 stars with the Panthers. All right, your late night TV games. We're going to go with Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll. Why not? You don't really see... I don't think the Cowboys have done particularly well up there in Seattle. I think that ever since Tony Romo dropped that extra point, or was it a short field goal, whatever it was that cost them that game in the playoffs so many years ago, they've been cursed up there. So I think Seahawks will lay the 5. Russell Wilson, much the best. Now this is interesting. Packers Saints. The Saints are, aren't they the favorites to go to the Super Bowl? And they played like shit against the Raiders. Drew Brees looked bad. He did not look good at all. Happy feet all over the place. Soft, weak throws. And then what was worse was the Saints' D. That was... I honestly did not realize this. Malcolm Jenkins starts for the New Orleans Saints. Holy cow. He was our starting safety in the Super Bowl year. We gave up 500 yards to Tom Brady. Still somehow magically won the game. No thanks to Malcolm Jenkins. And, we love Malcolm. He's on our Super Bowl team. He'll always have a spot in our hearts for him in Philadelphia. But by, the next year, it was obvious. It's like, this guy can't play. He simply cannot get it done anymore. Despite what he would tell you, he was, one of these these guys, of course, would be, I'm playing good. It's like, okay, all evidence to the contrary. So the Eagles let him go. Now he's down there. He was shot in 2018. He's down there 3 years later. It was embarrassing watching him out there on Monday night. The thought of him running around out there against Aaron Rodgers, whew. I'm just thinking right now that the Packers have got something going and the Saints don't. I had made an initial opinion in the off season, when the Saints were burning Drew Brees at the stake because he said all lives matter and he wanted people to salute the flag, and they burned him at the stake for that. I thought that is going to cost these guys. That's going to divide the locker room. So we're making a stand here. I'm going to back that opinion. I think the Packers are the better team. I think at this stage of their careers, Rodgers is better than Brees. Peyton probably still has an edge on Matt LaFleur. He's a young coach. But, Aaron Rodgers, right now, it looks like he's playing really well. So he's going to be missing his top receiver, Devontae Adams. But I'm getting 3 points. I'm getting 3 points. I don't know. This is the Brett Favre Packers that couldn't play in the dome. I think Aaron Rodgers, I think he's just fine in the dome. So we'll take the Packers. All right. So what we got here? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. That's what we could come up with. I mean, none of these are break the bank games. So, bet with caution. Bet with caution. All right, I had numerous other political points, but I'll spare you. I told you I would try not to shove Trump in your face, so for this video, I'm going to keep my promise. All right, thanks for being here. We appreciate our new subscribers. Hopefully, let's have a good weekend. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's try to win some money. If nothing else, just relax and have a beer or two. That's what I'm going to do right now. We got to hurry up because here in Pennsylvania, asshole Tom Wolf closes the bars at 11 now. Asshole. But hey, what the hell? Freedom is so out of touch anyway. Who needs it? Thanks for being here. Good luck. Good football. Good evening.